Hello, friends. Aloha. Today's topic, I think it's called a reflection on now. I don't know. I'm not good at this kind of stuff and making titles and stuff like that. But I guess the topics that are the thing that I'm going to talk about today was reflecting on. I was in a healing my healing circle. Um, well, it's not my healing circle, but a healing circle that I always do. Um, and you know, conversation came up about there's a lot of people going through illness and disease right now. People sick, and um, when I thought about it, I was like, wow, I noticed that too. A lot of people are getting sick, or um, like um, the flu, uh, the big C, the little C, all that kind of stuff is it seems to be surfacing more. And somebody said why, and people were like chiming in and giving their answers, and it just dawned on me like the answers that people are giving are from their own perspective, and because some of it didn't resonate with me. Some of the answers that people were giving, I was like, "Oh, that doesn't kind of make sense." But then, what made sense to me was, uh, the world needs more compassion. Um, and it was interesting because, in my thought process, I was like, "Well, what happens when somebody gets sick?" You wish them well, or you take a moment to be kinder, or put them in light and stuff like that. And so it was just interesting to think, like, I know everybody's on their own journey, right? And so um if whatever happens, or whatever is happening, it was written to be this way in this moment, during this time. And when I sat back with that thought, it just amazes me how this chorus comes together. You know, it's very interesting how, like, so many people's stories are like intertwining with each other, but yet it's unique to them, right? So it's like my path is my path, but it rubs off on somebody else's path. Um, like some people have certain journeys, and it's separate from mine. Well, like, I'll just say Kelly. Kelly Bach, she's got Kelly's journeys, and that's her path, her thing. Um, but it touches me. Like, whenever I watch her healing videos, or her health updates, I should say, uh, it really hits me when I watch her videos. And sometimes I feel inspired by it. Sometimes I feel angry, not with her or her situation, but, well, kind of with her situation. She made one video, and I was so enraged. I felt so upset for her, because all she was, uh, you know, she asked for prayers so that she could feel better, because she feels when the more people pray for her, she feels better. And I felt angry because um, a person shouldn't have to do that. right? I felt like um I felt angry because it's like our healthcare is letting her down. Our healthcare system is letting her down. Um Maybe even myself, the community. Um but I also know, and I say like the community and myself because um maybe I'm not giving enough energy or uh focusing hard enough when I send her energy. Um, but then I also know, like, this is her journey. This is part of her process. But it's just interesting how it intertwines with mine in the sense that it's impacting me. No, I'm not saying like y- in a bad way, but her journey inspires my journey, and it causes me, or it gives me it forces, not forces, but it makes me reflect. It makes me look in and look at myself in the mirror, like, what are you doing uh for yourself and for others? um I just thought it was interesting how, current times, things are wild, and you know through my lens, through my optics, the world needs, and I'm not saying like, oh, if everybody was compassionate it would change anything, but it just feels like more compassion is needed for people's own journey. You know, like we're all going through it, and uh, I can just think back to when I was younger, and my parents shaking their heads, probably like, "God, what is Richie doing? He doesn't get it, but he will one day." You know, and but in the meantime, till that day comes when I get it, they're just like, this guy, and it's like, maybe it's like that for everybody else, in the sense that, not everybody thinks alike, not everybody thinks the same, not everybody agrees on everything, but I think we lost the ability to, in general, um to allow for grace in that kind of situation, the same grace that maybe your parents or your friends gave you when you didn't get it, when you didn't quite understand. Um, I think I'm starting to get. I guess because I'm seeing it, maybe because I'm looking at it through the other side of the window. Um, yeah, it's just you know, I don't watch politics. I don't watch the news at all. I stay away from all that stuff because it wasn't helping me become the person that I wanted to be. It was the easiest way to um, get me back into a space that I didn't want to get to. So I just thought, if I avoid it, then I'll have a better chance of becoming the person that I want to be. And then I just didn't feel the need to partake in it. Um, like I said, because I didn't want to live in that space. I didn't want to carry that energy. And it's like, you have to have vitriol for another person that doesn't think the same. And I don't want to be like that. Um, but that's just me. That's just my issue that one day I'll probably overcome, because I do, like, look inside and look in the mirror a lot. And one day I'll probably grow up enough to where I can live in any space. Um, but for now, um, I have to abstain from that. But one of the things that also, like, um, captured my interest was, I'm a big football fan, and you know, um, the season's about to start, so then they bring in all these players and try to fix their team and everything, but then they have to cut people and let people go. And so I was watching, I don't know, something it popped up in about this Shiloh Sanders. He's Deion Sanders' son, one of them, and he got cut from his team. And people were speculating, saying all this kind of weird stuff, like, oh, it's because he got into a fight in the game, and other people, "Well, he's not good enough," and maybe one of it's true, maybe both of it's true. Who knows? But it was interesting because, you know, the first thing that came to my mind was, "Good for you, you got cut." Um, and the reason why it was like just following that rabbit hole of good for you, you lost your job. The opportunity that you wanted, and you put so much energy and effort into, you just lost it. And I was like, wow, how exciting. Good for you. Congratulations. Right. And I was thinking, because, you had, you know, because you lost this opportunity, another opportunity uh, can come forward. Right. And so it was interesting to me to follow that train of thought, because, you would never say congratulations to somebody who got fired. Right. Whether well, maybe if you dislike somebody you would, but for the most part, we wouldn't like congratulate people for losing their job. But in that one moment, I don't have any like ill feelings towards Shiloh Sanders, or anybody, but well, not any, well, you know what I mean. But I don't know why, it's just like, oh yeah, oh, congratulations, now that means a new opportunity can come in. But it's interesting because, then I started to think about, like, well, other football players, because some Shiloh's journey ended, almost before it could even start. He just got picked up, and he just got let go. And yet other people play, on the same team for 10, 15 years. S- and it's like, wow, so you only had one opportunity. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? And I was like, well, I mean, good thing, bad thing is irrelevant, right? But I mean, you're gonna be where you need to be. And so maybe because somebody's that person that's with that one opportunity for 15 years, that place, or that opportunity is bringing them everything that they need for their journey right now. So then I put it on myself, like, well, wow, I've been with my company for 17 years. And I was like, oh, wow. And I've seen a lot of people come and go in our company. And, I'm kind of old school in the sense that, if you find a company, you stay with them, and, you retire with them, like that's your deal. Right. But, you know, other people look at it differently, right? Like, I need to like keep moving up the ladder. I need to go from one place to another for to climb up that uh, climb the ladder, or to like better myself, or for advancement in career opportunities. Um, but yeah, it's just interesting how um, how we look at things, um, and we label them as good or bad. Um, so like getting fired and losing your job is a bad thing, but having the opportunity to get another job should be welcomed, right? I don't know. It's interesting, but that's just like my reflections on like current times. Is like, for me, I feel like through my optics and lens, it's like the world needs more compassion for people and where they're at. It's really interesting because there's so much stuff going on. You know, um, in the times politically, financially, health wise, weather wise, right? There's so much uncertainty, which causes angst and anxiety, which causes stress, which causes people to be unhappy or, like worse, like bitter, angry, and stuff like that. And I guess it's no wonder why we're in the times that we're in collectively, right? Maybe you as an individual, um, you're experiencing something different. Um, but yeah, I guess I'll stop there. I just wanted to put it up. Um, just some interesting things that I was thinking about lately. You know, um, Current times, um, people being sick a lot lately or going through something, mental health, physical health. I was going to say physical health, mental health, just social stuff. And I think, well, for me anyway, uh, grace and compassion for where people are at. Think, I think that's my get out of it. And I think probably it's because that's what I need to. I guess why I'm being shown that so much is because I need to um, exude that or you know express that more grace and compassion. It's weird. I'm not. I'm learning to be a better person. Um, I just found out one of my coworkers has breast cancer, and normally I would just think to myself, "Oh, that's too bad," you know, but I wouldn't say anything. It's always um, um, I never wanted to stand out, and so I just like I always shied away from stuff like that. Even with now, I can tell the story because JJ told it. But when she was going through her thing in Sedona, I felt really bad for her. And when she broke down, everybody like went to her, and I just stayed away. I just felt like I should give her space, and you know, maybe they're not the same things, but I guess it's just a reflection of me not expressing myself. And so, well, with my coworker, when I found out, I sent her a couple emails, which I think, like, not to pat myself on the back, but I think what it did for me was broke a cycle. I'm not saying the cycle's broken, but I'm just saying it's a start for maybe a step in the right direction for me uh, to openly express compassion um, instead of inwardly um, to somebody who needs it or could use it. Where I still feel bad that I wasn't there for my friend JJ when she went through her thing. Even though I was there, I wasn't there. I avoided. I sat in the like she said in her video. I sat in the back of the room, and I did it so like uh, maybe everybody in front of me could block her view of me, and she wouldn't see me crying for her, and then that would make her cry. Um, but I guess it's a learning moment, you know, to not shy away from the things that you want to do or becoming the person that you want to be. Uh, I guess I'll just stop there. I'll leave. Uh, I'll end the video here. But that was just some of the random things that I was thinking of in actually the last 3 days. I guess maybe I had a lot on my head. I don't know. But yeah, just thought I'd share it. So I'll see you guys on the next one.